I don't think it was ever fully explained in the movie, and would tolerate a sequel if they fix that plot hole.
Seen it once, don't remember when. Think it's time to watch it again. Follow, subscribe, stay up to date. Episodes drop the last Friday. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that podcast.
Welcome to the Matt Forgot That podcast, the place to recollect and reminisce. I'm your host, Matt Seroski, filmmaker, film fan. Each episode, I'm going to rewatch and review a movie or TV pilot that I've seen before but don't quite remember. It could be a blockbuster, critic's choice, or cult classic. To join in on the conversation, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Before we start, a couple of weeks ago at Netflix Ta-Dum Festival, the release dates of Stranger Things Season 5 was announced.
Inevitable Stranger Things reference.
It's being broken up into 3 volumes, which shouldn't be surprising. Now, there's part of me that does have Stranger Things fatigue. I loved the first 3 seasons, would rewatch them often, but the wait between Season 3 and Season 4, and my dissatisfaction with most of the episodes of that season, really tempered my enthusiasm. But as we've been ramping up into Season 5, I think I'm coming back around. I really want to see how this story ends. And I know there are a lot of jokes out there. Some of the actors are married, they have mortgage payments. I mean, it's been a long time since the beginning of this series. But it wasn't the production's fault. First, there was a pandemic, then there was a writer's strike, and the actors followed suit with their own strike. So there were a lot of factors as to why this series has taken so long. But the 3 seconds of footage that they showed at the festival really looked strong, and I think the Duffer Brothers are going to deliver. On to the main attraction. Each review will end with a ranking out of 5 stars. 1 star is skip it, 2 stars watch at your own risk, 3 stars standard fare, 4 stars worth checking out, and 5 stars must see. Now, if I give a title 5 stars, it doesn't mean I'm comparing it to Casablanca, Jaws, or Seinfeld. I rank titles based on other movies or TV series in that genre and at that time period. In this episode of the podcast, I'm rewatching and reviewing Demolition Man from 1993. It was directed by Marco Brambilla, who helmed rom-com Excess Baggage and episodes of miniseries Dinotopia. The screenplay was co-written by Daniel Waters, who scribed comedy Son-in-Law and supernatural comedy R.I.P.D. Robert Renaud, best known for Action Jackson, and Peter M. Lenkov, who penned teen black comedy Heathers and superhero sequel Batman Returns. It stars Sylvester Stallone as Detective John Spartan. Stallone's breakthrough came in 1976 with Rocky, a film he wrote, starred in, and co-produced, which not only earned him an Academy Award nomination and a win for Best Picture, but also became a cultural touchstone. As the underdog boxer, Rocky Balboa, Stallone captured the essence of resilience, determination, and the American dream, propelling the film to victory at the Oscars, and launching a beloved franchise that would span multiple sequels. Stallone dominated the action genre with roles in First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Cobra, Over the Top, and the Expendable series, showcasing his muscular physique, grit, and ability to portray troubled, yet heroic characters. Stallone demonstrated his acting chops in Creed, which earned him a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. In addition to his acting prowess, Stallone's work as a writer and director also deserves recognition, especially for his contributions to the Rocky and Rambo franchises, where he expanded and deepened the character arcs of his iconic creations. He remains an influential figure in the industry, with a legacy built on perseverance, reinvention, and the creation of some of the most memorable characters in cinema history. Wesley Snipes plays Simon Phoenix. He had a standout performance in comedy Major League as speedster Willie Mays Hayes, and earned critical acclaim for his role in New Jack City, where he portrayed the menacing and charismatic drug kingpin Nino Brown. Snipes' ability to balance intensity with charisma continued to fuel his rise through the decade with White Men Can't Jump, where he showcased his comedic timing alongside Woody Harrelson, and Passenger 57, where he solidified himself as an action star. However, it was his role as Blade, a film that helped usher in the modern era of superhero cinema, that truly cemented Snipes' legacy. As the half-vampire vampire hunter, Snipes brought depth and physicality to the role, transforming Blade into a franchise and becoming one of the first black superheroes on the big screen. Despite his success, Snipes' career faced a series of setbacks, but he made a strong comeback, particularly in the Expendables franchise, sequel Coming to America, and his television work including The Player. Demolition Man also features Sandra Bullock, Nigel Hawthorne, Benjamin Bratt, and Dennis Leary. So let's jump into it. This is what I remember. The opening scene, that showdown between John Spartan and Simon Phoenix, ending in a fiery explosion where both men end up in a cryo prison. The 3 seashells. Spartan has to use the loo and can't figure out how to use the 3 seashells, which have replaced toilet paper. I don't think it was ever fully explained in the movie, and would tolerate a sequel if they fix that plot hole. And last, Taco Bell. I believe the fast food chain is the only place to get a bite, or the corporation owns all the dining options, something like that. Now I'm heading off to rewatch the movie. This is what I forgot. Demolition Man opens in 1996 in a brutal, crime-ridden Los Angeles, where law enforcement is struggling to maintain control over violent criminals. We meet John Spartan, a hard-hitting, no-nonsense cop who plays by his own rules. He's tasked with taking down Simon Phoenix, a sadistic and psychotic gang leader responsible for a string of heinous crimes. Their confrontation culminates in a high-intensity standoff that devastates a building, inadvertently resulting in the deaths of several innocent hostages. As a result, Spartan is blamed for the botched operation, and is sentenced alongside Phoenix to cryogenic freezing, a new form of prison punishment. 36 years into the future, society has undergone a massive transformation. The world has become an ultra-controlled, sanitized utopia, overseen by the strict but well-meaning leadership of Dr. Raymond Cocteau. Crime is virtually non-existent, thanks to a combination of strict laws, pacifist policies, and high-tech monitoring systems. Citizens live in a sterile world where violence, swearing, and even personal freedom are tightly regulated. Phoenix is accidentally thawed out from his cryo prison and immediately begins causing chaos, using his violent tendencies to exploit the now pacified society. In desperation, the authorities decide to unfreeze Spartan, the only man who might stand a chance against Phoenix's rampage. Spartan wakes up confused, disoriented, and horrified by how much the world has changed, finding himself in a society that not only lacks violence, but also regulates every aspect of your life. The stage is set for an unlikely hero to navigate this brave new world and confront the villain from his past. Here's a quote without context. "Damn, I'm possessed. Wonder if I can play the accordion too." Now for a little trivial trivia. Even though Wesley Snipes hated the blonde hair he sported in the film, a few months after the movie's release, Dennis Rodman began dyeing his hair different colors, inspired by the character of Simon Phoenix. Demolition Man was produced by Silver Pictures and distributed by Warner Brothers. It was filmed at Louisville, Kentucky, and various places in California, including Pacific Design Center, Los Angeles Convention Center, and the Hollywood Sign. The cinematography was captured by Alex Thompson, whose filmography includes adventure Legend, action film Raw Deal, musical fantasy Labyrinth, thriller Executive Decision, and was nominated for a Best Cinematography Oscar for Excalibur. It was edited by Stuart Bard, who worked on supernatural horror The Omen, buddy cop film Lethal Weapon, western Maverick, spy thriller Skyfall, and was nominated for 2 Best Film Editing Oscars for Superman and Gorillas in the Mist. The score was composed by Elliot Goldenthal, who wrote the music for horror Pet Sematary, superhero sequels Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, legal thriller A Time to Kill, and won an Academy Award for Best Music Original Score of Frida. The runtime is 1 hour 55 minutes. It had a budget of $50 to $60 million and grossed $159 million at the box office. On the Ski Index, I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you've seen Demolition Man and have opinions on the movie, let me know what you think using the hashtag #MattForgotThat. Moving right along, each episode, I'm going to post throwback clips that I think people should watch. It could be movie trailers, music videos, interviews, or something completely random. Search for my YouTube page and there'll be a playlist called Matt Forgot That Playback. Taylor Dayne emerged on the music scene in the late 1980s and captured global attention with powerhouse vocals, bold persona, and ability to blend pop, dance, and R&B influences. She was born in Manhattan and raised on Long Island, graduating from Baldwin High School. She recorded 2 singles for independent label Megabolt before signing on to Arista Records. Her debut single, Tell It to My Heart, quickly rose on the US Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 7. Her debut album, also titled Tell It to My Heart, further solidified her place in pop music, spawning multiple hit singles including Prove Your Love, I'll Always Love You, and Don't Rush Me, which became fan favorites and showcased her unique blend of sultry, emotional vocal delivery. The album was certified double platinum, and Dayne was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Performance Female for the album Tell It to My Heart, and Best Pop Female R&B Vocal Performance for I'll Always Love You. Her follow-up, Can't Fight Fate, contained her biggest hit, Love Will Lead You Back. The ballad became her first and only number 1 single on the US Billboard Hot 100, marking a high point in her career. The song, written by Diane Warren, was a dramatic, heartfelt ballad that demonstrated Dayne's ability to navigate both the power of pop balladry and the emotional depth that her voice could convey. It quickly became an anthem of love, longing, and heartache, establishing Dayne as an artist who could balance high-energy dance pop with slower, more emotional material. With Every Beat of My Heart and I'll Be Your Shelter were top 10 hits, leading to another double platinum album. Her third album, Soul Dancing, followed a similar formula, featuring a mix of pop, R&B, and dance tracks. While it produced a handful of notable singles, including a rousing cover of Barry White's Can't Get Enough of Your Love, it failed to replicate the same commercial success of her earlier work. She turned more personal and introspective with her 1997 album, Naked Without You, which was a critical departure from her dance pop roots. Dayne returned to the spotlight in 2008 with the release of Satisfied. Despite facing a period of relative commercial obscurity, she still enjoyed success on the live performance circuit, becoming a popular figure in nostalgia-driven concerts, performing at gay pride parades, 1980s music festivals, and other throwback events. Her voice became a beacon for longtime fans while attracting new listeners discovering her catalog. Taylor Dayne's career has been a testament to both her vocal prowess and unique blend of dance, soul, and R&B influences. She stands as an enduring figure in pop and dance music, her songs continuing to be part of the collective musical memory of generations of listeners. Despite the changes in the music industry, Dayne's legacy as an iconic, versatile artist remains unshaken. Her commitment to her craft, her lasting impact on pop culture, and her ability to reinvent herself time and time again ensure that Taylor Dayne will forever be remembered as one of the great voices of her era. I've selected a couple of clips of her biggest hits. They're all available in the Matt Forgot That Playback playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Now it's time for the recommendation. Yes, that's the word recommendation with Matt in the middle. I'm going to end each podcast with my own recommendation of a movie or TV series. Today I'm talking about Out of This World. It tells the story of Evie Garland, a teenager who discovers that her father, who's been absent for most of her life, is actually an alien from another planet. And on her 13th birthday, comes to the realization that she's inherited some extraterrestrial abilities, including the power to freeze time with the simple touch of her fingers. It stars Maureen Flanagan, Donna Pescow, Joe Alasky, and Doug McClure. It also features Burt Reynolds as the voice of Troy Garland. Out of This World is a teen-centric comedy that navigates typical storylines of family life, school drama, and friendships, but with a cosmic twist. It's unapologetically cheesy and filled with hilarious 80s special effects, most certainly a product of its time. The show is a nostalgic treat that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's lighthearted and has plenty of charm. The opening theme song is a cover of Swinging on a Star, written by Jimmy Van Heusen and Johnny Burke. It was originally featured in the 1944 film Going My Way, where it was sung by Bing Crosby, and went on to win an Academy Award for Best Original Song. It's one of those series that you ask, how did this get on air? And then years later ask, how is this thing still on the air? It's kind of how I feel about Dr. Pimple Popper. I honestly didn't remember too much about this show until it came across my feed on Instagram, and as soon as I heard that theme song, I was like, holy crap, I remember this thing. Wasn't it a piece of garbage? And then I went down a YouTube wormhole. Out of This World was on for 4 seasons, 96 episodes from 1987 to 1991, and aired in syndication. That's all for this edition of Matt Forgot That. Thanks for listening to me reminisce. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Head over to mattseroski.com for all the latest news and updates, and come back next time for the rewatch and review. As the underdog boxer, Robert Stallone. Robert what? A new form of punishment. Easy for me to say.